So I haven't done one of those videos in quite a while, but today we're going to talk about what's in my camera backpack 2023 edition. And before we're diving into the main camera backpack and what I use on camera equipment, let's talk about one thing, one purchase which changed the way how I use my camera backpack. And this is this tiny little tech pouch. Let's be quite frankly, I never thought this would be the purchase which I was most excited about last year after buying it and using it. This little tech pouch literally made so much space and room in my camera backpack, and it's just a pouch you easily overlook. It was fantastic, and all my chargers, wires, cables, earplugs, dongles, whatever you want to take with you, whatever you call the items you might want to take with you, fits in this tech pouch. And with that said, and we got the hype out of the way about the tech pouch, and yeah, it's just crazy how excited I am about the tech pouch. So let's come to the backpack itself. I'm still using a Manfrotto Pro Light Backloader M, and for me personally this is the perfect camera backpack at the moment. It fits all my needs, it fits all my gear, and overall I'm very happy with this backpack. The quality is fantastic, it looks nice, it looks decent. You got little accessories such as like little locks when you travel a lot and you want to secure your zippers, and you got a built-in little lock as well. You got nice big pouches or pockets on the side as well where you can stuff anything in you want, or even just like little tripods. So overall the Manfrotto Backloader M backpack is a perfect camera backpack for my needs. So let's start off with the front pouch of a backpack. Usually in a front pouch I got everything what isn't really important or I don't need regularly access to. Sometimes I do carry like a little iPad with me around, depends what are the plans on shoots or what I'm planning to doing with the camera backpack. And then usually I got some gloves or even some business cards in here, so nothing too crazy, everything what I might don't need often or just want to access every now and then, or depends on a day trip what the actual purpose is. Sometimes I storage my passport in there or anything similar. As mentioned already, the side pockets are big enough for your tripod, for a water bottle, so it's definitely fantastic having big pockets on the side of a backpack. The backpack would be also accessible from a top, which I personally never do because I wanted a backloader or a camera backpack which I need to open from a backside, also for a security reason. When you're out and about or in your traffic or in a busy environment such as like a train station, not everyone can access your camera gear when or if you would have the access at the front. So having a backloader was also a security point for myself. So when we're coming into the backpack itself, then we start off with the top compartment where I usually store my laptop when I need to take my laptop with me. I'm still editing on a MacBook Pro from 2019 with 1 terabyte hard drive, 32 gigs of RAM and 8 gigabyte worth of graphics. It still keeps up. Sometimes it struggles a bit, but generally speaking, overall it still keeps up and runs nice and smooth when doing some sort of video editing. So here at the top compartment are usually some sort of small bits and bobs, such as like gels for my flushes when I do flush photography. Then I do have some gels with me as well, and the rubber bands to actually mount the gels onto the speedlight. One of the great purchases I did last year as well was the Raven Eye wireless video transmission system, which I used a few times to record the back of a camera for any sort of tutorials or off-flash tutorials. So definitely the Raven Eye wireless video transmitter was a great purchase. A little downside with the Sony system as an example, it does not record your settings from a back of a camera, so it just records the screen without settings. A little downside, but it's still usable and gives you an idea when doing certain tutorials how things react or how things looking like at the back of a camera. With the Fujifilm system, when you plug in the Raven Eye and you connect it to your camera, you record everything. You record your settings, your shutter speed, or anything what you can see on the back of a camera, you're gonna record with the Raven Eye, which is fantastic, which I do miss sometimes with the Sony system, that I can't record all settings from a back of a camera with the Raven Eye. So that's pretty much everything I got at the top compartment. A few lens gloves, my gels for my speed lights, and the Raven Eye transmitter as well, which is a fantastic device. Then I got a different pouch here, which is basically my battery pouch. Simple, cheap-ish pouch, which keeps my batteries organized and keeps my backpack a bit more organized as well. Then coming down to audio. When it comes down to audio, I have two options. I'm using using the DJI D3 as my main microphone, and then also for the wireless moments when I need to have a wireless microphone system, I'm still using the Synco G1A2, the first version of the Synco microphones, which are fantastic microphones, and for a price of around £100, you couldn't go too much wrong with them. They're doing a decent sound and overall having a decent quality as well. So the Synco G1A2 or the DJI D3 as my main microphone, my shotgun microphone right now for those situations are fantastic audio devices or microphones. Then we're coming over to this side. Then I'm still using the DJI Mavic Mini 2. I still think it's a fantastic little drone. Shoots 4K up to 30 frames per second, shoots JPEG and RAW images, got a flight time of roughly 30 minutes, and overall falls under a lot of regulations, so you don't need to worry too much when you go out and about and you want to fly your drone, and you don't need to worry too much about regulations. So overall, the DJI Mavic Mini 2 is still a fantastic drone for my personal needs and delivers the image quality and the footage I need or I am looking for. Then also for the DJI Mavic Mini 2, I got some drone filters to make sure I follow the 180-degree rule for my shutter speed compared to my frame rate. Then here's a little power bank, and also those are still batteries from a DJI Mavic Mini 1 I had. So they do fit into the DJI Mavic Mini 2 as well. So I use them as a replacement battery, but also as a power bank, which can be very handy. Then over to the right, we have another little pouch or case in this case, which holds my SD cards, but currently all my SD cards are more or less in my camera bodies. And then we're coming over to the camera itself. At the moment, I'm using the Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV, which I upgraded from my Fujifilm X-T3, and I found this a good upgrade, mainly for the video side of things, because I've been missing certain things when I've been filming with the Fujifilm system. Not necessarily about specs, not necessarily about speed, but about the flexibility when it comes down to the footage itself. Sony just gives you more flexibility when you edit your footage, when you color grade your footage, and it's just easier to work with the Sony S-Log footage than with the Fujifilm F-Log footage in my personal case. So that was the reason why I upgraded my Fujifilm X-T3 to the Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV. Then we're coming over to the first lens I'm using. That is the Sony 24-105 GOSS. Absolutely fantastic lens. Sony is selling this lens with the Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV in a kit, and quite frankly, I can't recommend this lens enough. It is only a f4 lens, however you got everything you need in this lens. You got optical steady shot, you got a wide zoom range from 24 to 105 millimeter, which lets you shoot wide enough that you could do some vlogging. You can zoom out enough to 105 mm, and overall it covers every single prime lens focal length up to 105 mm. So basically you got one lens who can does it all when you need it, and I'm very happy with this lens. It's sharp, the autofocus is fast, and overall it's a fantastic lens for my personal needs. Then another lens is the good old portrait lens, the 85 f1.8 lens. This is the cheaper version of Sony's 85 millimeter prime lens, and I'm okay with that. It fulfills my needs when it comes down to portraits, when it comes down to some street photography, or when it comes down to general photography. I'm very happy with this lens, and I don't see the need to upgrade the 85 f1.8 really. You get a nice blurry background, the autofocus is good, it's sharp enough, so I personally found this a very good deal. Right now, if you buy it second hand for, let's say, £400 or similar, then you should definitely get the 85mm f1.8 and save yourself some money. And then there are a couple of other bits and bobs in my camera backpack, such as like a little action camera or some cleaning kits, such as like your rocket blower, your pen, and yeah, that's pretty much what is in my camera backpack for 2023. As my main tripod, as an example, I'm still using a Peak Design Travel Tripod aluminium version. I found this tripod still a fantastic tripod. It delivers what I need. It's small, compact. It got a few downsides, but overall it's still a fantastic tripod. As my second camera, I'm using a second Sony Alpha 7 Mark IV, which I upgraded from a Fujifilm X-T4 as well. So now I can hear a lot of my followers saying, why did you sell your Fujifilm equipment? I was in a position where I wanted to try full frame and see if there is really a huge difference between APS-C compared to full frame. And overall speaking, I'm very happy with the Sony system. And I did see certain benefits when it comes down to the Sony system compared to the Fujifilm system. Right now, when it comes down to filming, having more flexibility with the S-Log, then this was my main selling point, to say I need this flexibility to get the look I desire for my videos. However, I will add Fujifilm back into my system. I just need to figure out which way I would like to go. I got a few ideas how I would like to incorporate Fujifilm into my Sony system or into my camera backpack in general. And with that said, guys, I hope you liked this video. A little insight what I carry around when I go out, do my videos, do tutorials, or do what we're doing here on the channel. So yeah, that's basically my kit, and I'm gonna leave all equipment, what I use and what I mentioned in this video down in the comments as well. So if you want to check it out, feel free. Some of those links are affiliation links, but they would help me out also to keep going with those videos for you anyway. I hope you liked this video today, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And with that said, I'm gonna see you, my friend, very soon in another video. Cheers, mate.